Will Candace Owens finally be canceled? We're going to talk about that. Your boy Gamma back with the lovely
Juju.
And today we're talking about Candace Owens. She is under attack, for lack of a better term. Actually, no, she's really under attack. She's been
Right.
overwhelmed, by several people.
Yeah.
We're gonna get into it, but we want to know if you guys believe she's crossed the line for what she recently revealed. We're gonna look into
She
that
revealed a lot,
together.
yeah.
Yeah. She said a lot, man. It's one of those things that let me just first say I applaud her for even making an attempt to do what she's doing because it's a very tricky situation. And once we play the video, you guys will kind of figure out exactly why. But let's go ahead and if you haven't subscribed, like the video and get ready to leave your comments below. And then now let's look and listen and see what she's talking about. Here we go.
Right, their remarkable mistake saying that he signed this new will in a place that he simply wasn't at. So yes, Michael Jackson's estate was transferred over to specific individuals who happened to be Jewish. So what do we make of all of this? What do we make of all this? What do you think about all of this? Well, I'm going to be honest with you that these claims keep coming up too often in Hollywood for me to be comfortable with it, right? We saw this, obviously, it's not just now the Diddy lawsuit, it's not just now Michael Jackson. We also have seen these claims with Kanye West, notoriously, obviously, when he tweeted out, I'm about to go DEFCON 3 on some Jews, and the media freaked out, and people in the Jewish community were understandably very scared, not knowing what he meant. And I very much abstained from speaking much about the issue because people were so emotional that people couldn't hear, even if I had shared. And even when Kanye did share that he was speaking about specific people in Hollywood that he believed were coming after him and were trying to control him. He actually named some of those individuals. He shared personal text messages of a friend of his, a personal trainer to the stars, who again happens to be Jewish, who was threatening to put him in the hospital and to drug him against his will. Harley Pasternak is his name, and the media barely reported on those text messages that he.
Yo, that's crazy.
All right. So there's a little bit more to this that we'll play in just a moment, but we had to intervene.
Yeah.
Because she's saying a lot.
And this is with Kanye.
And yeah, it's not just what she's saying, but yeah, it involves Kanye and everyone, kind of, even if you didn't really pay close attention, you heard about what Kanye did within the last year and a half or so.
Of course.
The epic meltdown that cost him $500 million. Actually, I think it was even a little more. He lost some of the most lucrative contracts, right?
Yeah.
Because of opening his mouth. So she's touching on that. And what she just revealed, and this is why that guy's on the screen, is he was Kanye's personal trainer.
Yeah.
And he basically threatened Kanye
To hurt him.
You're gonna wind up in the hospital.
And to even do something lethal,
Yes.
I'll overdose you on what?
No, this is stuff that people don't like talking about, and I hate the fact that we're so quick to throw labels like conspiracy theorists. Oh, you believe in Illuminati, and we kind of downplay any type of manipulative tactics that are out there.
That's true.
If you're always going to be
that's
called
true.
crazy for speaking up against these things that are happening, or if you're going to be looked at like you're insane for even believing them, then it will be easier for those people to do what they're doing
The
behind the scenes.
tactics are working. Yeah.
Right. And it's crazy that, Candace is now under attack, which is why she probably is doubling down on her stance of, free speech. Ultimately, it starts from that.
Right.
If we're able to condemn, okay, let's even say this. Let's talk about Candace for a moment, right?
Okay.
We don't really watch her that often because we're not really into politics. Let's just start there. It's not that we have
Right.
anything against her.
Right.
We don't really do the left, right, constant, liberal, conservative nonsense. It's annoying and it's very headache inducing. But aside from that, from what let's say the reputation that she has, it fluctuates depending on what how can I put it? What demographic
Okay,
and what group of people,
right.
you're asking.
Okay.
So if you're asking
makes sense. That's
conservatives,
true.
she's
Yeah.
like a golden girl.
Right.
That is that, she's that young, up and coming, political pundit. If you're asking conservatives, they would obviously, most of them would talk favorably.
Support her, yeah.
If you're asking liberals, I'm pretty sure they would be like, man, she's just a typical right wing. Yeah. And then if you're asking like maybe, the black liberals, of course, they're really going to be like, oh, she's a sellout, man. She Uncle Tomming it up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? She out there making us look crazy. But I don't think any group of people outside of those specific ones that are trying to attack her now will ever say she has a reputation for speaking against things such as the Jewish people.
The Jewish community.
The community.
Yeah.
I don't think that's a real thing associated. Like, no, seriously, people would call her a self-hater, right? Like she hates being black. Like that would even be more believable.
That's
Not saying it's true.
That's what.
But that kind of stereotype for what she does and that kind of labeling would make more sense. Like, oh, she speaks out against her own community. She's disgusted. She doesn't like them. She didn't even marry a black guy. I would believe that. Not saying it's true again.
Right.
But there would be more credence for you to say, oh, okay, I can see and understand why people think that. But
Makes
what
sense.
she's being accused of now, man, I don't know, man.
Well, let's play. Yeah.
I was going to say.
It's going to go right into it.
We're gonna have to play the rest of the video so you can understand the depths of what she's even being pinned to. So here we go.
He shared publicly because obviously he was enemy number one. And here's what else I will tell you. When that Kanye situation went down, I was being threatened by a person named Rabbi Shmuley, person that Michael Jackson put on his enemy list, the person that I had never heard of, was threatening me and saying that unless I came out and said things explicitly against Kanye, he would effectively ruin my life. He said that he would take out a front page ad and smear me as an anti-Semite. And it wasn't just him, it was also his daughter. They were messaging me saying, don't mess with Jews. Very bizarre stuff, and they have not stopped, to be clear. And him and his daughter have consistently pulled clips from this show, taken them out of context, and tried to convince Jewish people that I hate them.
Candace Owens is gripped with a poisonous, almost pathological hatred of Jews. It's actually become very serious. It's actually almost frightening. When you see a woman like Candace Owens blood libeling the Jewish people, Candace Owens is losing it. Her anti-Semitism goes by the day.
There is something really, truly wrong with Candace Owens. You guys know that I dislike liars and anti-Semites more than anything in a whole entire world. And here, we have a combination of both.
Candace Owens simply will not stop defending Kanye West. It's like an obsession. If she's unable to genuinely and authentically condemn what Kanye said, it says a lot about her.
If you come for us, we'll come back at you with everything that we have. I have heard from hundreds of you who feel so backstabbed and betrayed and disappointed in Candace Owens and others who defended, who enabled and encouraged Kanye West to continue spreading lies and venom and medieval Jewish hatred. Candace Owens posted a picture of my face and my name and my account to her over 4 million followers yesterday, many of whom are violence crazed and unhinged.
You really went after Candace Owens today. Why?
And that's a sliver of what she actually deserves. She is such a liar. She is an anti-Semite. She hates Jews. She has a thing with Jews.
It's incredible, isn't it? Like, weird.
And while Jews are being attacked around the world, she finds it really necessary to spend her time, use her platform to defend and protect Kanye West while she talks
a Hitler lover.
Crap about
Kanye
Israel.
West is not just a anti-Semite. He's a Hitler lover. That's a different level altogether.
Literally. She is abominable. I actually am disgusted by her because she hates Israel. We are coming for you, Candace, on the media, on social media, on Instagram, on Facebook, on Twitter.
The more she defends Kanye West, the more we're going to call her out.
Defending Kanye, we will come for you.
It's utterly ridiculous. It's insane. I know many Jewish people watch this show. Many Jewish people are my friends.
All right, we gotta pause it there real quick. It's getting crazy up in here.
Yo.
We may just play for like another minute or so because she does go on and give a really good analogy as to the insanity of what she's facing.
Right.
But as
But
you
this
guys
is
can
what
see,
this is what they're going after her for. They
They're-
believe.
No, go ahead.
No, yeah, they believe that she's an anti-Semitic. Like, I don't know where that came from because, like, what you were saying prior, people would assume like she's anti-black.
No, that's crazy.
You know?
It's crazy when you think about even the clips that were in that video.
Yeah,
That's like not even scratching the percent of what they do.
I'm in disbelief.
I don't even want to waste the viewers' time right now. I think I was showing you something yesterday. I was scrolling for almost a whole minute and a half, scrolling down and down and down, and it was probably nearly 200 posts,
Wow. I
all
remember.
within 24 hours.
Yeah.
And I showed you the date and was like, look, this
was
goes to
literally-
March 8th.
Yeah.
It was like from March 9th to 8th was at least over 100 posts made
Yeah.
about her. And so it's kind of, it's one thing to just ignore a hater online. Everyone has them, right?
Yeah,
Even
yeah.
we experienced it, right?
Yeah.
We just talk and people were like, yo, get out of here. I don't like you. So it's easy to dismiss people who just don't agree with you.
Mm-hmm.
But this person touts himself as the most famous rabbi in America.
In
This is not a
America, yeah.
normal hater. This is not an ordinary person that's just a naysayer online. This is a person of influence. They've been connected to a lot of different things,
Yeah.
including
Yeah.
Michael Jackson,
Yeah.
which is why, she kind of used that as a segue. So it's not something she can really ignore. They're giving her real threats. Like, yo, we're going to, what did he
Come
say?
after you. Yeah.
Like, it was a few things he was going to mention that, it seems like he did mention to her specifically. Front page ad.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna put a
Smear
front-
campaign.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's
yeah.
sick that somebody can tell you this in advance and then it still works.
And for Candace to actually like confront this is
Yeah.
real. Like
oh,
this
no,
is
she knows
serious.
it's legit. She knows it's serious.
Yeah.
Like, you don't want him on your bad side. The only way we can maybe fight this is to expose it in advance.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
otherwise he will take out a front page. So she's trying to kind of get ahead of the fire or ahead of the crash, so to
Right.
speak. Like, she's trying her best to let it be known. Like, look at the pressure I'm under, guys. And it's crazy because all they want her to do is, you know what? Okay. It's not that they only want her to do one or two things. They want to change the complete narrative. Candace Owens speaks up for free speech, the ability to say and express how you feel.
Yes,
As long as
yes.
you're not, crossing certain lines, right?
Right.
And she's been doing that against everyone.
Yeah.
She's been able to talk against white liberals, black liberals, Latino liberals. She's been able to talk specifically about those different cultures and ethnicities,
Yeah.
and just voice her opinions.
Right. Right.
It's only when she gets to that particular group, like she's saying,
Yeah.
it becomes a serious problem.
It becomes a serious
And it's
problem,
like,
yeah.
no, I'm not attacking your faith and, your beliefs. I'm not attacking anything other than you collectively, in this particular instance, whether it was with Michael or Kanye, you all share this identity.
Yeah.
And that's what he's referring to. And they're like, shut up. I
And
don't want to hear it.
what she's making clear is that it's a group within a group.
Oh, no.
Let's point that
she touches
out.
on that
Yeah.
in this next clip that we're going to play
okay,
out.
okay.
She lets it be known this is not an attack on everyone who shares this faith or this ethnicity or any of that. And she does a really good analogy. So let's go ahead and play it before we give our final thoughts.
And so what I believe is something that should be explored is whether or not what's happening is that just like within all communities, there are gangs, right? Gangs can form, we understand this. In the Black community, we've got the Bloods and we've got the Crips. Well, imagine if the Bloods and the Crips were doing horrific things, murdering people, controlling people with blackmail. And then every time a person spoke out about it, the Bloods and the Crips would call those people racist. Would get the media to say those people were racist. Any person that was talking about a specific gang, a small group of people, would say, oh my God, no. That's like slavery. You can't at all say anything bad about the Bloods and the Crips. And the entire Black community believed it and was scared and thought, oh my God, like, is slavery actually coming back? It would be emotional manipulation because, of course, we would know that despite the fact that the Bloods and the Crips are Black, that the majority of Black people do not support the crimes that they have committed, the crimes that they continue to commit. It's a gang. What if that is what is happening right now in Hollywood, if there is just a very small ring of specific people who are using the fact that they are Jewish to shield themselves from any criticism? It's food for thought, right? And I think, again, there have been enough people that are speaking out about a ring in Hollywood, also a ring potentially in DC, that we should start to ask those questions. All of us, Black, Spanish, Jewish, Chinese, Japanese, all Americans should want answers, because this appears to be something that is quite sinister.
Well said, Candace. Very well said.
I agree.
Wow. So what's your take, Juju, before I get mine, man? Because I got a lot to say. But what's your initial take on that part?
Listen.
Did you kind of understand what she was saying? Did you follow
No,
her?
absolutely. I did. And I agree.
Yeah.
It's like if there's a pattern, like she was naming people, Prince, Michael Jackson, all the way up to, what they've done to Kanye. Really and truly, when people start to speak out of what they believe is unjust to them, it's this like sniper, like this viper attack, right? Of shutting them down, smearing their names and all of this. And it's like, it is a pattern. Like if you really, really take a step back and go down the laundry list of artists, right? Celebrities who do attempt to step up and say, hey, this isn't right. This person is doing XYZ, da 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 da. And then they're basically like blackballed, canceled, like just dragged in the mud.
Sometimes drug. That's the crazy part.
Well, hey.
Yeah, we're gonna leave that alone.
So it is very telling.
Yeah,
and I just don't want people to be, heads in the clouds or brushing it aside when there's clearly like a pattern here.
Right,
yeah.
right. And
what about you?
So yeah, that little, not little, but that analogy she gave, I think it was very fitting because Bloods and Crips, we can look back at the history. Both gangs were founded by Black men.
Right.
Initially was supposed to be for good reasons, but we know what what it turned out to be. So she used that to say, hey, this is a gang. These are two gangs. Historically, they're known to have Black members in it, right?
Right.
So if the media was saying, man, these guys are breaking and entering into homes, they're robbing and shooting, and then everyone's reaction or response is, hey, you can't say that. That's racist.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense. We're not
doesn't.
talking about their race. We're not talking about
this group.
Right. They don't represent everyone
They
that looks
don't.
like them.
Yes.
They don't even represent
yes.
everyone that
agree.
shares some of the same feelings. And, because, yes, unfortunately, there are people who believe in God that are still in gangs. There are people who go to work and still in gangs. So they don't represent all of those nuances. They represent gang members, particularly ones in the same gang, right? So what she's really hinting at, maybe we should become very specific in how we speak out against some of these mobs. And she even said it, like
Hollywood,
DC.
maybe DC, yeah.
Media, entertainment, politics, Hollywood. So she's really hinting that maybe we should focus on, Jews in Hollywood, JIH, Jews in DC, JID. Because I think what happens is if those individuals that are hiding behind the scenes in Hollywood and the media and DC and politics, if they happen to be Jewish, right, they are almost now given this insane immunity to do and say whatever they want. If you question them, they can hide behind, like she said, they can hide behind that cloth. That protective cloth, which many people don't even understand, much less know how to attack it. You got to really understand what you're attacking. So they don't know if it's an ethnicity, if it's a heritage, a lineage, if it's a race, if it's a religion, if it's a combination of both. They're not interested in defaming and shaming you for who you are. It's what you're doing. The actions of those select, minority, let's even use that, should be addressed. They shouldn't be able to just hide behind and be like, hey, man, no, you're attacking everything. You're an anti-Semite.
Yeah.
It's like, no, you might have like 5 Jewish lawyer friends and all of you guys are screwing people in Hollywood. And I want to highlight that. Nobody's attacking every single Jew in America or in the world.
Yeah.
And that's how it should be for everyone.
That's how you want even people to treat you.
Everyone.
Like even
yep.
like when it comes to like black people, don't you want people to treat you on a case by case basis?
Right.
Not
they shouldn't
like,
assume
oh,
that you're a part
yeah,
of Black
yeah,
Lives Matters.
Yeah.
They
yeah.
shouldn't assume
They
that you're a
shouldn't.
part of
Yeah.
Black conservative movement.
They should
or
not,
Blacks
yeah.
for Trump. They should just get to know you.
Or that you're liberal. They should
right.
not. Yeah.
There shouldn't be no assumptions because that's what really creates this unnecessary static among us in America, especially.
And lastly, that is what Candace Owens is trying to highlight.
Right.
I'm not saying all of this, like the whole community. I'm saying specific individuals.
And we can't even touch on that because of this type of immunity that has been created. And so that's why it makes sense that she's in this position, because if those people are controlling media, they're going to create narratives however they feel. Even if the collective, like let's say in this case Jews, like the collective Jewish communities throughout America, they may even disagree largely. But if they're not a part of the Jewish media, their voices could be snuffed out easily. Because there's whatever, whoever has the most money, whoever makes the most noise will be listened to and looked at.
Yeah.
Versus the other ones could be like, hey, man, it's kind of like, you know what, I'll just end on this note. It's like we live in the South, right?
Okay.
People who watch us by now, they know we down in the dirty Atlanta. And we have met so many people who lived in Alabama and Georgia and all the surrounding southern states
Tennessee,
their whole lives, right?
Yep.
And they are like the most warm, conversational, embracing people, right?
They are.
But because we are originally from up north, see that indoctrination, that manipulation, we came down with some preconceived notions.
Yeah.
It's hard, we can't lie. We came down with the feeling
that's true.
man, they gonna be trying to, a pickup truck and chase us around. And no, man, I've never had so many random people just speak to me at grocery stores, just hold conversations and just be human. And so we kind of were forced to break off some of those stubborn mentalities of just believing in what the media tells you. And so that's what she's representing in this instance. That's how we take it.
Right.
Absolutely, we do not look at her as she hates the Jews. We don't look at her as she even hates blacks. That's something I've come more recently to understand. I'm like, you know what? She has a strong position on certain things.
Yeah.
Regardless of how you look, that's what she's representing.
Right.
It just may, collateral damage may make you feel like she's attacking you as a race. But really, it's the standard, morals, and things of that nature. So we're going to end it on that note, man. We definitely want to know your opinion on this, even if you are a Jew. I'm just playing, especially if you're a Jew. I don't have anything against any of y'all. Please, no matter who you are, we would like to know what your thoughts are on this. How do you really feel about Candace? Do you believe that she somehow is hiding her seething hate for that community? Or do you believe that, she's under attack because she's no longer speaking the right narrative? Whatever the case is, drop your comments below. Like this video. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. This is your boy Gamma signing out with the lovely
Juju.
Until next time,
Escape the Matrix.